Okay. Oh, I forgot my Bible. Hold on, you guys. Um, okay. Here we are in Joshua. Um, Moses died, and then the Lord will now tell Joshua to take over in the duties that Moses did. And what else? Israel crosses the Jordan. Of course, the spies. Rahab helps out the spies be hidden from the king of Jericho. Then they erect memorial stones to commemorate the crossing over the Jordan. So now we're in chapter 5, and yeah, folks, welcome to the Holy Bible. I hope everybody is endowed. I pray that y'all are endowed by the holiness of the Bible. Uh, Hold on just a moment. Uh, how's up? What's up, Mike? War against AI? Yeah, I don't like AI personal. Well, I don't use AI. AI is like whatever. I don't really like how they use clankers. What are clankers? Well, whoever they are, uh, yeah, whatever. To restore our jobs to their former glory. Well, I wish you the best, and we're gonna go with chapter 5. Israel is clankers is a slur against AI. Hmm. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna. Yeah, I got it. By the way, before I forget, did they send me an email from the courthouse? I guess not yet. Apparently, they're going to send an email concerning my exemption from jury duty. Well, it is what it is. Maybe they'll send it another time. Anyways, let's read chapter 5. Israel is circumcised. Now it came about when all the kings of the Amorites who were beyond the Jordan to the west, and all the kings of the Canaanites who were by the sea, heard how the Lord had dried up the waters of the Jordan before the sons of Israel until they had crossed, that their hearts melted, and there was no longer spirit in them any longer because of the sons of Israel. At the time the Lord said to Joshua, make for yourself flint knives and circumcise again the sons of Israel the second time. So Joshua made himself flint knives and circumcised the sons of Israel at Gibeath Haraloth. This is the reason why Joshua circumcised them. All the people who came out of Egypt were males, all the men of war, died in the wilderness along the way after they came out of Egypt. For all the people who came out were circumcised, but all the people who were born in the wilderness along the way as they came out of Egypt had not been circumcised. For the sons of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness until all the nation, that is, the men of war, who came out of Egypt, perished because they did not listen to the voice of the Lord, to whom the Lord had sworn that he would not let them see the land which the Lord had sworn to their fathers to give us, a land flowing with milk and honey. So their children, whom he raised up in their place, Joshua circumcised, for they were uncircumcised, because they had not circumcised them along the way. Now, when they had finished circumcising all the nation, They remained in their places in the camp until they recovered. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "Today I have rolled away the shame of Egypt from you." So the name of that place is called Gilgal to this day. While the sons of Israel camped at Gilgal, they celebrated the Passover on the evening of the 14th day of the month on the desert plains of Jericho. Then on the day after the Passover, on that very day, they ate some of the produce of the land, unleavened cakes, and roasted grain. And the manna ceased on that day after they had eaten some of the produce of the land, so that the sons of Israel no longer had manna, but they had they ate some of the yield of the land of Canaan during that year. Now it came about when Joshua was by Jericho, he raised his eyes and looked, and behold, a man was standing opposite him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went to him and said to him, "Are you for us or for our enemies?" He said, "No, rather I had come now as captain of the army of the Lord." And Joshua fell on his face to the ground and bowed down and said to him, "What has my Lord to say to his servant?" And the captain of the Lord's army said to Joshua, "Remove your sandals from your feet, for the place where you are standing is holy." And Joshua did so. James, O'Brien, and Christian, God bless y'all and welcome in. How's it going? Um, okay, well, chapter 5, Israel circumcised. The people who are not circumcised are circumcised by Joshua, and they celebrate the Passover. And notice how the captain of the Lord's army in verse 15 says, "Remove your sandals from your feet, for the place where you are standing is holy." It's the same thing that God said to Moses when he met him at the burning bush. Uh, Doing all right. It's been a busy day, and it's going to be a busy evening tonight as well. Yeah. Um, right now, my mom is trying to get some clothes for her family over there in Mexico, which I don't. I'd rather not buy clothes for people in another country because it's hard to get the right size when they're not present. And but she bought it anyway, so what else? What else could I do? All right, we're gonna start back with chapter 6, the conquest of Jericho. Now Jericho was tightly shut because of the sons of Israel. No one went out and no one came in. But the Lord said to Joshua, "See, I have handed over Jericho over to you, with its king and the valiant warriors, and you shall march around the city, all the men of war circling the city once. You shall do so for 6 days. Also 7 priests shall carry 7 trumpets of ram's horns in the front of the ark. Then on the 7th day you shall march around the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow the trumpets. It shall be that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city will fall down flat, and the people will go up, everyone straight ahead." So Joshua the son of Nun called the priests and said to them, "Take up the ark of the covenant, and have 7 priests carry 7 trumpets of ram's horns in front of the ark of the Lord." Then he said to the people, "Go forward and march around the city, and armed and the armed men shall go on ahead of the ark of the Lord." And it was so that when Joshua had spoken to the people, the 7 priests carrying the 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the Lord went forward and blew the trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them. And the armed men went ahead of the priests who blew the trumpets, and the rear guard came after the ark, while they continued to blow the trumpets. But Joshua commanded the people, saying, You shall not shout, nor let your voice be heard, nor let a word proceed from your mouth, until the day I tell you, shout. Then you shall shout. So he had the ark of the Lord taken around the city, circling it once. Then they came into the camp and spent the night in the camp. Now Joshua got up early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Lord. Then the seven priests carrying the seven trumpets of ram's horns in front of the ark of the Lord went on continually and blew the trumpets, and the armed men went ahead of them, and the rear guard came after the ark of the Lord, while they continued to blow the trumpets. So the second day they marched around the city once and returned to the camp. They did the same for 6 days. Then on the seventh day they got up early at the dawning of the day and marched around the city in the same way 7 times. Only on that day did they march around the city 7 times. And at the seventh time, when the priests blew the trumpets, Joshua said to the people, Shout, for the Lord has given you the city. But the city shall be designated for destruction. It and everything that is in it belongs to the Lord. Only Rahab the prostitute and all who are with her in the house shall live, because she hid the messengers whom we sent. But as for you, only keep yourselves from the things designated for destruction, so that you do not covet them and take some of the designated things and turn the camp of Israel into something designated for destruction and bring disaster on it. But all the silver and gold and articles of bronze and iron are holy to the Lord. They shall go into the treasury of the Lord. So the people shouted, and the priests blew the trumpets. And when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, the people shouted with a great shout, and the wall fell down flat. So that the people went up into the city, everyone straight ahead, and they took the city. They utterly destroyed everything in the city, both men and women, young and old, and ox, sheep, and donkey, with the edge of the sword. And Joshua said to the two men who had spied out the land, Go into the prostitute's house and bring the woman and all she has out of there, just as you have sworn to her. So the young men who were spies went in and brought out Rahab, her father, her mother, her brothers, and all she had. They also brought out all her relatives and placed them outside the camp of Israel. Then they burned the city with fire and all that was in it, only the silver and gold and the articles of bronze and iron they put into the treasury of the house of the Lord. However, Rahab the prostitute and her father's household and all she had, Joshua spared. And she has lived in the midst of Israel to this day, because she hid the messengers whom Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. Then Joshua made them take an oath at that time, saying, First before the Lord is the man who rises up and builds this city of Jericho. With the loss of his firstborn he will lay its foundation, and with the loss of his youngest son he will set up its gates. So the Lord was with Joshua, and his fame was in all the land. Hmm. Hold on. Okay. What else can I say? Um, Conquest of Jericho. The Lord hands Jericho over to Joshua and his people, and for 6 days they march around the city, and then on the seventh they start to shout and blow trumpets. Everything that is in it, except Rahab and her family, will be destroyed. And everything that Rahab had possessed up till that point. Now, notice how there are 7 priests with 7 horns, or trumpets and rams. Those 7 priests with the 7 trumpets, it resembles in Revelation, and spoiler alert, in Revelation, it is said that there are um, 7 angels with each one with a trumpet, and they represent the 7 wraths that the Lord will pour. Um, and this whole marching around thing, it's very reminiscent of Jesus, when the people announced Jesus's coming, the coming of the Messiah on the donkey. So that's another thing. Um, so Rahab, her belongings, and her family, they are spared, but the rest of Jericho was destroyed and left to be desolate land. And I'll be right back, and we'll finish with chapter 7. BRB. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back, you guys. Sorry. And I need to turn on that light. But we are back. Chapter 7, Israel is defeated at Ai. The sons of Israel acted unfaithfully regarding the things designated for destruction. For Achan, son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, from the tribe of Judah, took some of the designated things. Therefore the anger of the Lord burned against the sons of Israel. Now Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is near Beth Aben, or Bethaben, east of Bethel, and said to them, Go up and spy out the land. So the men went up and spied out Ai. Then they returned to Joshua and said to them, do not have all the people go up, have only about 2 or 3 thousand men go up and attack Ai. Do not trouble all the people there, for they were few. So about 30,000 men from the people went up there, but they fled from the men of Ai. And the men of Ai struck and killed about 36 of their men, and pursued them from the gate as far as Shebarim, and struck them on the mountain side. And the hearts of the people melted and became like water. Then Joshua tore his clothes and fell to the ground on his face before the ark of the Lord until the evening. Both he and the elders of Israel, and they put dust on their heads. And Joshua said, O Lord God, why did you ever bring this people across the Jordan only to hand us over to the Amorites to eliminate us? If only we had been willing to live beyond the Jordan. O Lord, what can I say since Israel has turned their back before their enemies? For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land will hear about it, and they will surround us and eliminate our name from the earth. And what will you do for your great name? Great name. Still, the Lord said to Joshua, stand up. Why is it that you have fallen on your face? Israel has sinned, and they have also violated my covenant which I have commanded them. And they have even taken some of the things designated for destruction, and both stolen it and kept it a secret. Furthermore, they have also put them among their own things. Therefore, the sons of Israel cannot stand against their enemies. They turn their backs before their enemies because they have become designated for destruction. I will not be with you anymore unless you eliminate from your midst the things designated for destruction. Stand up, consecrate the people, and say, consecrate yourselves for tomorrow, because the Lord, the God of Israel, has said this. There are things designated for destruction in your midst, Israel. You cannot stand against your enemies until you have removed the designated things from your midst. So in the morning you shall come forward by your tribes, and it shall be that the tribe which the Lord selects by lot shall come forward by families, and a family which the Lord selects shall come forward by households, and a household which the Lord selects shall come forward man by man. And it shall be that the one who is selected with the things designated for destruction shall be burnt with fire, he and all that belongs to him, because he has violated the covenant of the Lord, and because he has committed a disgraceful thing in Israel, the sin of Achan, or whatever it's pronounced. So Joshua got up early in the morning and brought Israel forward by tribes, and the tribe of Judah was selected. So he brought the family of Judah forward, and he selected the family of the Zerahites. He brought the family of the Zerahites forward, man by man, and Zabdi was selected. And he brought his household forward, man by man. And Achan, the son of Carmi, son of Zabdi, son of Zerah, from the tribe of Judah, was selected. Then Joshua said to him, I'm not going to say his name because I will probably, well, actually, never mind. Joshua said to Achan, however it's pronounced, my son, I implore you, give glory to the Lord, the God of Israel, and give praise to him, and tell me now what you have done. Do not hide it from me. So Achan answered Joshua and sinned. Truly I have sinned against the Lord, the God of Israel, and this is what I did. When I saw from among the spoils a beautiful robe from Shinar, 200 shekels of silver, and a bar of gold, 50 shekels in weight. Then I wanted them and took them, and behold, they are hidden in the ground inside my tent with the silver underneath. So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran to the tent, and behold, it was hidden in his tent with the silver under it. So they took them from inside the tent and brought them to Joshua and to all the sons of Israel. And then they laid them out before the Lord. And Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan, the son of Zerah, the silver, the robe, the bar of gold, his sons, his daughters, his oxen, his donkeys, his sheep, his tent, and all that belonged to him. And they brought them up to the valley of Achor. And Joshua said, why have you brought disaster on us? The Lord will bring disaster on you this day. And all Israel stoned him with stones, and they burned them with fire after they had stoned them with stones. Then they erected over him a large heap of stones that stands to this day. And the Lord turned from the fierceness of his anger. Therefore the name of that place has been called the Valley of Achor to this day. The Lord, word of the Lord. Praise be to God. Okay, so I'm not even going to try to say his name because I don't want to mispronounce it. But this guy, he sees silver, he sees gold, a robe, and potentially some other stuff. He takes it from Jericho and hides it in a stash. And the Lord notices this, and he holds um, guilty until he comes up and admits it, and then he is struck. That's all there is. And um, that's all there is. So, 5, the Israelites are circumcised if they have not been circumcised. Conquest of Jericho, chapter 6. Jericho is taken over, and the Israelites march around, and then on the 7th day they shout. And in 7, someone from among from the tribe of Judah, he hides some precious metals and more, and he is guilty, and he is stoned along with his family. Spotlight you are using makes a huge difference in video quality. Yeah, it does. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. There is nothing anyone can hide from the Lord. That is true. Um, yeah, that's it. That's that's today's reading. Um, just checking a few things on here. Hmm. So next time we stream, which will be tomorrow for sure, chapter 8. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. We'll see um, the people come back to IE to conquer it. And whereas the first time they had been scared away, the second time they will be successful. I hope I'll get to be here for tomorrow's stream. Yeah. Um. I. What else? What else is there to say? Nothing much. I mean, it's. Uh-oh. Yeah. If that's it, I guess all ended. Mike, James, Christian, thank y'all for joining in. I know it's a shorter stream, but thank y'all for joining. I'm gonna sign off now and take care, and we'll continue with chapter 8. And until then, sleep deep, rise and shine bright, and go in peace and see.